how to use Facebook ads and organic content that you're already creating, by the way, to build brand awareness. Most businesses are already creating some form of content on social media, on Facebook, whether that be Facebook Lives, blog posts, podcast episodes, just general social media content. So you're already doing the hard work to put that content up on the platform. Now it's really about taking a little bit of ad spend to further promote that content, to get more people to see it. And what we're going to suggest today is just a small amount of ad spend, roughly 5% of your overall ad budget, to devote to this sort of advertising and these sorts of campaign to really leverage and get some more mileage out of the content that you are creating for brand awareness.
Yeah, and 5%, I mean, that's 5% of your overall ad buy, pretty much. So, if you have a monthly marketing budget of $3,000, then you're roughly looking at about $10 a day. So just keep that in mind. You don't need to spend a whole ton of money on this strategy that we're talking about today, but definitely should deploy some budget towards it.
Absolutely. And there's really two benefits to doing this and promoting some of your organic content as brand awareness. And one of the benefits is obviously that Facebook starts to favor all of your ads when you start to spend money on the platform and promote content. And the other major benefit to doing this is that you're creating multiple touch points with your audience. And we've said this in the past on other podcasts and some of the other content that we've created, that it takes 5 to 7 different touch points with a business before somebody will consider paying you for whatever it is that you offer. And those 5 to 7 touch points can come from anywhere. It could be on Facebook, it could be on Instagram, it could be Google ads, it could be YouTube, it could be whatever, but it takes at least 5 to 7 touch points before someone makes a buying decision.
That's right. So kicking it off to number one, you want to decide what brand awareness content you want to promote. This is really top of funnel material here, stuff that's bringing value to your audience. You're not trying to close anybody. You're not trying to marry them on the first date. You want to make sure that you are, positioning yourself as that thought leader and giving credibility to yourself in the industry that you're in. A great example of this, I'll use ourselves as an example. What you're watching or listening to right now is the Merge Marketing Podcast. We're going to chop this up and we're going to be putting it out there on organic content on all of our social media platforms. And this is really good content because we're just having a conversation about stuff relating to the area of expertise that we're in, which is digital marketing. And this content, we're going to get into how we're going to use this content later on, but this is a great piece of brand awareness content. You can also use things like checklists or blog content is good as well. Downloadable lead magnets, all that type of stuff is great brand awareness content to position yourself as that thought leader.
Absolutely. Moving on to the second part of this, and one of the most important, is really defining your audience that you want to target and go after. And your goal with these ads is to reach new people, obviously, people that have never bought from you in the past, been to your store, been to your website. These are the people that you want to reach and build your brand awareness with. So Facebook is an amazing platform to test different audiences and ultimately reach who you think your ideal customer is. And there's so many targeting and abilities inside Facebook that you can really narrow down to who this person is. Where do they live? What sort of magazines do they read? What sort of interests do they have? Once you've defined that sort of thing, then you can really move into creating custom audiences of people that have engaged with your content in the past, or lookalike audiences for that matter, which are also super powerful. But that's only if you have a customer list. But the second part, as I said, is really defining your audience that you want to target.
Yeah, I think the something that we've deployed ourselves that there's a great opportunity is if you have any video content out there and you can actually capture people watching either 25, 50, 75, or 95% of a certain video. And then from there, like David was mentioning there, was creating custom audiences of those people consuming a certain percentage of video content. Like if you're putting up a 5-minute video, capturing people that watch 10% of a 5-minute video is a pretty engaged audience, and you can put a very specific type of messaging in front of them with a follow-up ad.
Absolutely. I love the video part of it. And whenever we onboard new clients or we launch new campaigns, I always love to start those new campaigns with some sort of video. And I'm not going to say that the video doesn't matter, the quality or what's actually in the video, but more people tend to get hung up on this because a lot of businesses don't have video content. And so a little hack, I'll give you a little tip, is that you can actually take a slideshow. So if you have a bunch of images of your product, for example, you can take a bunch of those images, put it into a slideshow, and Facebook is going to look at that as if it was a video because it's technically playing from slide to slide. It's a little hack. I mean, it's obviously not the best way to do it, but it is a way to do it because at the end of the day, all that you need is somebody to watch that video for 3 seconds, which is just like that. And now you can start to create a custom audience of video viewers. So there's a little hack for you.
Yeah, I mean, you have slideshow. There's also an option if you only have one image. You have one image that looks really good. You can actually there's an option at the ad level when you're creating your campaign in Facebook Ad Manager where you can select that image and tell Facebook I want to turn this into a video, and Facebook will grab some text on image and turn it into like a 10-second clip, which will also get you that video content to do these kind of video collection audiences.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Lastly, number 3, set up your brand awareness campaign in Facebook Ads Manager. That does not mean go in there and select brand awareness when you're in Facebook Ads Manager. You might want to go over to the consideration side of it, and you'll see it in Facebook Ads Manager where you have awareness, consideration, conversion. On consideration, you have some options such as traffic. Telling Facebook I want to get traffic to my website, clicks to my website. You can tell Facebook I want people to engage on my content. So Facebook will go out there and put your content in front of people that like, share, and engage on content. Or you can tell Facebook I want leads, and Facebook will put your ads in front of people that have a tendency to become leads, or there's video views like we just discussed. But you're going to want to set that up in Facebook Ads Manager. I know a lot of you out there, you see that big blue boost button and you get super excited and you want to click it. You're doing yourself a disservice by hitting that boost button because you're telling Facebook to put your ads in front of people that scroll through content. And you're going to be missing the mark. You're not going to see good results. Do your due diligence and go into Facebook Ad Manager and make sure you select that objective that you want Facebook to do for you or for your business. And now in this case here for us to run it through us. So this podcast episode that you're seeing right now, it's going to be going on our organic content on our page. And what I would do is I would go in there and tell Facebook, I want to show this ad to more people. Because, Facebook's only going to show your content to about 5 to 10% of your follower base on Facebook, roughly. So what you want to do is go in there, select engagement, and now Facebook's going to amplify it to more people. You don't need to spend a lot. Like David said, 5% of your budget can be allocated towards this type of a campaign. But now once people start seeing this video and more people see this video, they're going to enter our funnel. And now they're going to be subjected to other ads in the future, such as blog content ads to push people to our blog, maybe a lead ad, all this type of stuff. But this is a great entryway to having a potential client or Facebook user see your business because you only get one chance to make that first connection. So you got to make it count.
Absolutely. And just before you move on, Jay, I just want to hit on a couple points here that you kind of mentioned. And that is, obviously not hitting that blue boost button, which is so easy to do for business owners that are running their business. But as Jason mentioned, it's not the most effective way to advertise on Facebook. And obviously, Facebook Ads Manager side of things is more complex. And an area of Facebook that not a lot of people have experience with. So let us know if you need any help with that. Obviously, there's a lot of content out there that can walk you through how to set it up or how to navigate Facebook Ads Manager, but we can certainly help you with that. And then just another piece of advice, something that I often tell our clients is that whatever you want, whether it's traffic to your website, whether it's someone to click like or share or comment on a Facebook post, or somebody to watch a video, you have the ability to tell Facebook what action you want. And so you can expect that action. If you choose traffic, for example, you're telling Facebook, I want to send people to my website. So don't expect there to be a whole lot of engagement in terms of likes and comments and shares on that piece of content, because that's not what you told Facebook you wanted. Okay. So it's one or the other. You can't have it all. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, and on top of that, and we get this question a lot, where we're running Facebook ads for a client, and they'll be like, "Hey, why aren't my Facebook likes increasing? Why aren't my page likes increasing?" It's like, well, we're not asking Facebook to put our ads in front of people to get page likes. We can do that with the budget, but I would say I'd go against that and say I'd rather put your budget in a place where it's actually going to drive ROI. Because at the end of the day, the likes is a vanity number, but that's for another conversation on another day.
Yeah.
But yeah, the point of today's talk really is making sure you're getting a good, solid piece of content out there and just asking for brand awareness. You're not going to get results from this campaign. This is strictly just to bring people into your ecosystem.